Hi, I'm Brad of Brad's Vintage Collection. Today I'm going to do a second video on do the eye appeal stickers matter, like the NBA eye appeal stickers. And this is in response to a video off topic with Greg of Midlife Cards and Darren of Return to Collecting. They had a guest on named David, and they kind of talked about the stickers, and they were nice enough to mention my video that I did last week here.
I was walking to my car after work today. There was a post from Dylan Double D, and it was to this video of Brad's Vintage Collection. I don't know, have either of you gotten a chance to see this yet?
I have watched that video.
Yeah,
and I would just
go ahead.
Here's why I like the video. He showed like 5 or 6 different cards in the same grade, a gold, a silver, and a no stickered card that were kind of similar, I guess, and talked about the premiums that they're seeing. And the reason I like that video was every card he showed, for the most part, there was a significant premium for that gold sticker, except for the T205 Cobb. The gold sticker was purchased by a very savvy shopper for the same price as the last one that didn't have the gold sticker. And the reason I like that was that gold stickered Cobb, that was the exact same price as the non-sticker, or maybe the silver, is mine.
Yes, Darren, you did do well on that Cobb card. You essentially bought it for the record high price. It had been a while, and you got a stickered card for the same price as a non-stickered card. A couple things I wanted to talk about. I had the fee structure wrong on my previous video. I said it was $100 a card to get an NBA sticker, and it's kind of a sliding scale based on the value. So it starts at 15 bucks. So if your card's valued at $100, it's $15. For a $1,000 card, it would be $30 to get it stickered. 5,000, $100. $10,200 and $25,500 to get it stickered. So if you watch my video, a lot of people didn't make it to the end. So I'm going to show, to me, which was the card that compelled me the most to think that stickers didn't matter, and that's the 52 Rizzuto PSA 4, Rizzuto Blackback PSA 4. And if you look at this card, it had sold, the exact same card had sold on April 10th, 2025 for $950. And that same card got a gold sticker and sold on February 14th, 2026 for $1,001. And so basically at a $1,000 card, it was 30 bucks for a sticker. So getting the sticker, if he paid no fees to sell it, would have netted 20 bucks with the fees. It's probably a little bit of a loss. And to me, this just shows that the high eye appeal cards get a premium with or without the sticker. And this was what I kind of hung my hat on as why I made the conclusion that I did.
Brad's Vintage Collection video, if you want to see that, where he kind of goes through this analysis and he kind of compares high eye appeal cards, or the highest selling card in that grade, to regular cards in that grade, and that the high eye appeal cards are selling for significantly more. And then when applicable, he has stickered ones in there. And you know, his takeaway, and I want people to watch it for whatever, you know,
it was a good analysis. It's like a Greg type video. He spent a lot of time doing a ton of analysis to like really prove a point, which is good.
Do you feel like he proved the point? Do you feel like he proved the point that, because his conclusion, again, I don't want to speak for him, but my understanding of his conclusion is cards with high eye appeal are definitely selling for significantly more than just the average card. But he didn't feel like you could say that the sticker in and of itself was a premium over other high eye appeal cards that didn't have a sticker. He was basically saying high eye appeal is selling for way more, but it's not because of the sticker. It's because of the high eye appeal. They're beautiful cards, whether they have the sticker or not. Are they selling for more because they have the sticker, or are they selling for more because they're high eye appeal cards and high eye appeal is in higher demand, at least at the moment? And how do we know that that the sticker is an extra premium above the high eye appeal card? So what's kind of your response to that?
And I'm not somebody that needs to buy cards with stickers, but at the same time, some of these cards are going for prices that are unlike anything you've seen before. I sold a 48 leaf Ted Williams with a SGC 1.5 with a silver sticker on it. Sold it for literally double highest cost ever. That was in a comp for a 1.5. And the guy that has it is a dealer that listed it for 2.5 times the price he bought it for. That's right now on eBay.
Let's look at the Ted Williams that David was talking about. So it's a 49 Leaf Williams SGC 1.5. It's on eBay right now with a silver sticker. It's listed for $4,500. Card was sold to the dealer for roughly $1,800. According to David, I'm sure his numbers aren't exact, but they're probably in the ballpark. And if you look, the previous high on an SGC 1.5 was $2,952. So if this dealer does get close to the $4,500, it will be a new record with the silver sticker. I pulled, though, something I thought was interesting. The highest for a 1.5 all-time was a PSA, and it went for $4,225. And if you look, all three cards on the screen are really sharp-looking cards. That PSA card that set the record does not have a sticker. It went for significantly more than any PSA ever had before. The 1.5 Ted Williams will break the record. If you look at the last 10 SGCs, it was $1,559, and the highest ever paid was $2,952, again without a sticker. So it does look like if the dealer gets close to his asking, the sticker is really going to make a difference on this card. But I look at the non-stickered PSA card and what it went for, and the premium it went for over other PSA cards, and to me, again, it's inconclusive. I really think that the high eye appeal matters more than the sticker.
I have one more example of this. Ash, okay? I don't usually sell very much to Ash just because I have other friends in the industry, but he walked by the table that I was selling cards at, and I had a 54 Bowman mantle that had a silver sticker on it. It was a 3.5. And I actually, the reason why I was selling it is because it wasn't a nice enough eye appeal for me. It was a little off-center.
It was silver, not gold.
Yeah, trash. No. So there was like a little piece of dirt on his cheek that was bugging me. It was a little off-center, but it had the silver sticker on it, right? And for 3.5s, there was high eye appeals were going for about $1,580. And there was one sale for $1,775. That was a much better copy than mine with no sticker. Okay, that sold. That was the high. Other than that, it was like 1580, I think, where there's a couple of nicer cards that looked similar to mine. Ash, the dealer, bought that card from me for $2,000. Okay, he would have, if you walked up to him without the sticker, he would have taken that 1580 comp and given you 85% of that number. Okay, so that, let's just say whatever that is, $1,300, $1,350. So I made $650 from a dealer, from Ash, that he paid the highest price ever by a significant amount. And by the way, he listed it on his website for $2,600. I don't know what he sold it for, but it lasted 3 days. And
Okay, we heard David's story about his 54 Bowman mantle. And this is the thing that made me rethink things a little bit. I really don't think a sticker matters if you're going to auction the card. I think I've seen enough evidence that high eye appeal cards go for really good dollars, whether they have a sticker or not. The sticker doesn't seem to add that much. But if you are going to sell a card to a dealer, I do think it would probably make a difference to have a sticker because it's negotiating with one person. It's not the crowd sourcing and looking at the card and seeing that it has high eye appeal. And I think if you're going to go the route where you sell a card to a dealer, it definitely makes sense to get a sticker if you're doing it to sell the card. Conversely, if you're a dealer, I also can see why it would make sense to get the sticker. You're negotiating with one person, not a collective group of people where all the high eye appeal collectors interested in that card are bidding against each other for it. You're one-on-one with one collector at a show for the most part, and you need to convince that collector to pay what you think the card is worth, and getting a sticker probably makes that conversation a little bit easier. So while I still believe that high eye appeal matters more than the sticker. If you put it in an auction, we all have eyes, not just Mike Baker, and the source of the crowd and the eyes of a lot of people are going to get that card, the dollars it commands. But if you're in a situation where you're selling the card to a single person, I do see how the sticker would help and would matter. And I'm sure it did help David in that case of that Bowman card get a lot more from Ash than he otherwise would have. And it probably helped Ash sell that card quickly within 3 days. So I think it's still kind of inconclusive whether stickers are really adding that much value in the hobby. But I do see a use case where you're going to sell it to either a dealer or an individual collector. If you have a card that's high eye appeal and you can get that sticker, I think maybe it's worthwhile. But to me, the best way to sell a high eye appeal card is in an auction. If you auction it off, it looks like you're going to do just fine with or without a sticker. So again, thanks to Greg, Darren, and David for the talk a little bit about my video. It changed my conclusion a little bit hearing David's point of view on selling a card to a dealer and then thinking of Ash selling that card to someone else. I also heard Garrett talk about going for stickers and getting stickers. So as a dealer, he sees value in that. So I do see that it has value to certain people. But I'm still hoping and rooting against these stickers to take hold, because anything to me that adds cost to a card adds cost to us collectors who pretty much are buy and hold people and don't really care about the sales price. We're going to pay more because we have to pay for the cost of those dealers getting those stickers and the cost of the cards that weren't stickered as well. They have to recoup both of those on their stickered costs. So hope you enjoyed this video. It's a lot shorter than the last one, a little bit of analysis on that Williams card that David talked about. And I just wanted to talk about the Rizzuto again, because I think some people missed that. And to me, that was the biggest reason I came to the conclusion that the stickers really don't seem to add that much value in an auction environment. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Again, I'm Brad's Vintage Collection. Remember, if you're not excited to add it to your collection, you bought the wrong card. Thanks so much for watching.